We're going to show you two different methods to remove a rounded out hex fastener. The first is our GripEdge broken bolt extractor kit, and the second is our GripEdge socket extractor. Both of these are straight cut non-tapered extractors, and this is a standard hex tool and cannot remove this hex fastener. The first one we're going to start out with is our GripEdge broken bolt extractor kit here. The first step is picking out what size extractor you're going to use. So the first size we grabbed was a size 3. You can see how it fits inside the fastener. That is too small. Now we grab the size 4, which is a little bit larger than the hole, so that is a good size. And another good option would be the size 5. This would be the best option if it is a really seized fastener, but we can start out with the size 4 and see if we are able to remove this fastener. So first we grab the size 4 drill bit and we are going to drill this out. These are reverse drill bits included in our kit. You want to make sure you go as deep as possible, and then you want to hammer this extractor in as deep as you can too. We also have a foreign object removal sleeve built onto this extractor, so once we get this hammered in, we can lower down that sleeve to the surface, and it will help provide stability and prevent it from wallowing around. Now you can put a socket over the back of this extractor and then grab your ratchet and loosen it up. Since this fastener was decently tight, it took a little bit of force, but we were able to crack this loose. And this gives you bidirectional control. So let's say I was not able to crack this loose. I could try to tighten it, loosen it to try to break it free, or which we'll show you in a later step is you go up to a larger size extractor. So this does give you bidirectional control, so we can actually tighten this extractor back down. And now we're gonna go up to the size 5, but we're gonna use that removal sleeve that is built onto our extractor, and we are going to push it off. That is our G4 system, GripEdge foreign object removal system, which is in both our GripEdge socket extractor and our BBX14S, which is our internal extractor kit, which we've used so far. Now we're going up to the size 5 and first gonna apply some oil to lubricate the drill bit. And now we're gonna drill out this fastener. Once we get this drilled out, now it is time to hammer in the size 5. And you wanna make sure that you hold it straight over this fastener. And then once you get it a little bit into the fastener, then you can start hammering away and applying more force. It kind of has a leading edge that will help guide it into that fastener. Now we can lower down that sleeve here, and now we can put a socket over the back. And we can do the same thing. We can crack it loose, and then you can tighten it back up if you didn't have a replacement available or you needed to work it back and forth to break it free. But it is best to go with the largest size possible because this will allow you to apply more torque to the fastener since the tool is going to be stronger. One of the most important steps is making sure you get it drilled as centered as possible. Make sure to take your time in the drilling process. Another solution we have is our GripEdge socket extractor, which is also a straight cut non-taper design and is basically the inverse of our GripEdge BBX14S internal kit. We make it in both SAE and metric sizes, and to pick out your size, you want the extractor to be just a little bit smaller than the diameter of the fastener you're removing, so it will cut its own grooves and engage into that fastener. So once we get this hammered on, you can see it's pushing all that material out, and we will show you when you use our foreign object removal rod what kind of grooves it cuts into that fastener. Now this is a dual drive extractor, so you could use the 1/4 inch drive that is in there, or in this circumstance we're using a 3/8 ratchet and a socket to break this loose. We have long versions and deep, and then 1/2 inch drive, 1/4 inch drive, and 3/8 drive socket extractors available. So a very versatile range, and these are also bidirectional, so you can tighten and loosen. And once you do get this fastener out of here, that's when you grab our foreign object removal rod that is included in our socket extractor kits. Grab some pliers, grab a socket, tighten it down, and you can push that fastener right out of the extractor. When I am tightening down this foreign object removal rod, you can see the straight cut grooves we cut into this fastener. This also gives you the ability to reuse a fastener if you do not have a direct replacement available if you are in the field, but we always recommend replacing the fastener if it is available. After tightening down the foreign object removal rod, you can see how the fastener is getting pushed right out of the extractor. This prevents damage from happening to the extractor, extending the lifetime of the tool. It is also covered by a lifetime warranty, and the same with our BBX14S, that is also covered by a lifetime warranty.